Hi, my name is Grace and my surname is Ng, and I'm a Singaporean woman of Chinese heritage in her mid-40s with bangs for fringe and long black hair. I'm today wearing a grey top and black blazers, and I'm an artist development and access producer at the Lowry. In front of me is a gift in the shape of a black box. This gift represents the gift of time and space and resources the artistic directors of the future, think tank agents of change gave me, as well as a cohort of fellow researchers who went on a journey to explore a question with me. And as I lift the cover of the box, I find a model of a stage that will contain 5 objects that I will share across the pitch. With this gift of time, I wanted to explore how artists of the global majority can be trained to be artistic directors and CEOs in a reimagined way. The first object is a key to represent the question, who holds the keys? What if global majority artistic directors and CEOs were trained and entrusted the keys to a building? A hypothetical building in Manchester located at the intersection of where we live, play, work, and study. How would they run a building with 3 purposes? 1, for artists to joyfully make artistically ambitious work. 2, to produce and promote the work of artists in Manchester and then touring beyond. 3, to run an art centre as a communal space for persons of all backgrounds. First, I convened a focus group discussion in the format of a hackathon, an event where people come together to learn and solve problems. I invited 15 intersectional artists to hack solutions to the question, who holds the keys? All 15 are diverse, 10 of whom are of the global majority and work across a range of artistic practices whose skill sets and lived experiences as leaders will only add value and enrich the cultural landscape in the UK, and who all have a good news story to tell. All 15 were asked to think through practically and strategically on how they would run a common space for all of us as human beings, for whom access to culture is a basic human right, regardless of the traumas, wounds, gender, beliefs, race, age, class, and privilege that we find ourselves in. Secondly, I invited 4 speakers to share their experiences of running buildings or spaces at the hackathon. The second object is a bag of coffee beans. These coffee beans were the real highlight of learning that day for me. Deborah brought her Ethiopian coffee beans and shared her story of resilience and journey from Ethiopia to Salford. For her, an invitation to a coffee ceremony meant honoring others regardless of their race, language, or religion. Keisha Thompson, Artistic Director and CEO of Contact, the first and youngest Black woman to run Contact, said that it is patience that will hold negotiated relationships between staff and board together. Ellen Lane shared Slung Low's financial model based on radical generosity called Pay What You Can, an artist's way of finding a solution to sustaining livelihoods. So, with their wise words of patience, generosity, and honor, all describing love, still resonating in our minds, we set forth to hack a vision for an arts centre that is run with the values of love. So, out of the hackathon arose a commitment to holding a dwelling space for artists and persons in Manchester. The third object is a child on a swing, and the slide reads, a sandbox to try bravely and fail safely. A dwelling space for artists looks like, given the time, space, and resources, to be in a community of artists making work in Manchester and touring beyond. Like the child on the swing, an artist can swing as high as they need, and even if they fell, there is sand to cushion the fall. A dwelling space for persons looks like the child in a sandbox for play. It will be an art centre gathering and co-working space for persons of all backgrounds to connect, share, and exchange experiences. The fourth object is a key ring with the word Manchester inscribed on it. And I'm going to attach it to the first object, the key. Why? Remember this hypothetical building that I was telling you earlier? Well, it's not a hypothetical building. It's a real building located in Manchester and was for 30 years a cultural institution until it closed in 2015. And yes, it's located at the intersection of where people live, play, work, and study. And if global majority artists were trained and entrusted the keys to run this building, the resulting impact would be leadership development already in action. Leaders who in turn hold dwelling space, nurturing artists to have the confidence to act, producing their work to give artists the ability to get ahead, and catalyzing community engagement that results in a sense of belonging. So, lend me your imagination. It's 2025, 2 years on. The building is completely renovated and fully operational. What will you find? The fragrance of coffee and the taste of food from British and a multitude of refugee, asylum-seeking and migrant cultures. The sight of people experiencing homelessness, experiencing the trauma of homelessness, making art together with artists, feeling connected to others to express themselves, and managing mental health. The electrifying sound of art and creativity by thriving and talented artists from across music, dance, theatre, visual arts, crafts, digital and film. And the atmosphere of rest and peace in a dwelling space where persons of all shapes and sizes are doing amazing cultural life together. And so, out of that day of hackathon arose Creative House, a business case for love. A business plan built on the foundation of love. What is this love, you ask? Defining it as an emotion feels inadequate. I think love is a verb. Love is seen with action and in truth. Love is the intelligent willingness to do what is best for your neighbor. This love will save our world and our civilization. Love even for enemies. It is a radical love, not a love for the faint-hearted. It is saying, I'm going to love you and engage with you, whoever you are. This love drives the dream of a world where Black lives matter and therefore Asian lives matter, Muslim lives matter, gay lives matter, disabled lives matter, poor lives matter, and old lives matter. It is a world in which we value the woman in the hijab and the man in the kippah and the atheist. The way of love puts love as greatest, even above faith and hope, where the most talented artist who can speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but has not love, is basically a noise pollutant. So imagine the same love driving the commitment to holding a common space for all of us, artists and persons alike, as human beings to dwell, rest and be, regardless of our traumas, wounds, gender, beliefs, race, age, class and privilege, to access culture as a basic human right, where love in practice does not dishonor others, is radical generosity that honors everyone just as you are. Where everything is within reach, from the show tickets to space hire to the coffee and tea, where everyone can do amazing cultural life together at the intersection of where we live, play, work and study. When love is patient and kind, in practice is time, space and resources for the artist to make work ambitiously, experiment bravely, fail safely, ultimately has the confidence to act. When love does not envy or boast, in practice celebrates the progression and promotion of the artist and enables the artist to tour artistically ambitious work, ultimately has the ability to get ahead. When love is not self-seeking, irritable or resentful, in practice is relentlessly searching for artistic expressions to raise awareness of social injustice, racism, and marginalization, and to tell the stories of those experiencing loneliness and homelessness. Ultimately, has a sense of belonging and artistic practices rooted in their communities. A space where creativity draws people together to commune, work, study, and break bread, operated from a business case built on the foundation of love, will be a space in which anyone and everyone who enters will exclaim, "I love this dwelling place." I'm asking for your support. I'm seeking your partnership for finance, advocacy, and relationships for a business plan built on the foundation of love. So, who's gonna join me?